Exceptional. There is only one word to describe the season of the 31 car in the LMP2 category of the World Endurance Championship, and that is exceptional. 3 wins in 6 races for Robin Freins, René Rast and Sean Gelael. A look back at their 2022 season. The WEC season starts in March in the United States with 1,000 miles of Sebring. It's the first time Sean Gelael drives for the Belgian WRT squad, and the season starts well. Qualified 5th on the grid in LMP2, they got off to an excellent start and immediately moved into the leading group. After his first stint, Sean Gelael is on the pace.
Struggled a bit in the first stint. I think the weather didn't really set up the way we wanted to with how hot it is, and I think when it gets cooler, hopefully it's coming to us more. Now we're thereabouts, but the top 3 guys are around 35-40 seconds in front, but you know, anything can happen. It's still a 6-hour race to go, so anyways, it's a long race.
On this former airport, a very atypical circuit, WRT's red car is immediately competing for the win, as is the second car of the team. The blue machine is driven by Habsburg, Nato and Andrade, and when they fight each other for position, it is the red car that takes the advantage. The end of the race is a bit chaotic when Florida is hit by a severe thunderstorm. The race has to be stopped with a red flag. The 2 WRT cars are second and third in the category. It's a shame the race was interrupted because they could have hoped for an even better result.
Second and third, it's a good way to start the season. Obviously, we always like to get on the top step, but United was very strong, and you know the race was cut short with a red flag, or even with 2 red flags at the end of the race. So yeah, we take it.
At the beginning of May, Spa-Francorchamps hosts the second round of the season. For WRT, this is their home race. For Sean and his teammates, this race is one of the main goals of the season, but it's also a good preparation for the Le Mans 24 hours. Every aspect is well prepared, because on track, every second counts.
Okay, so the driver out, Robin, driver in is Sean.
For the 3 drivers, Spa is another opportunity to get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, Sean is a very nice guy. He's obviously also very quick and you know, always very friendly. He works a lot, so yeah, very happy with Sean.
And Robin?
Robin is the opposite. No, I'm joking.
I know René for several years now. I raced against him. Obviously, he's been very quick in everything he does.
No, Robin is obviously, I mean, we know Robin. He's a very tough opponent on track, but a very fast guy as well. So yeah, I think we have a very strong lineup with Sean and Robin.
Sean is pretty quick, as he saw in Jota last year. We were fighting against him for the championship. So I think if you put everything together, we have no reason to be able to fight for the championship again.
In 2021, during his first full season in endurance racing, Sean was driving for the Jota team. Several times he came close to winning a race.
I think first of all, last year was a good fight with WRT, and honestly, I take our boys last year as well. You know, we fought hard until the last race, obviously. Only 7 tenths in Le Mans and only a couple of points. I think it was only 1 point difference coming to the last few races, so it was very tight. But you know, I met Vincent and the guys at WRT a couple of times, and they sold me a lot of you know, how they work and how professional they are, and how they are also a family in it. So it's not just that you can meet them, join them, but it was more, I think, investing myself in a team that's invested in me also.
So the race director again said at the top 4 briefing that if we don't respect the hypercar code, we will get penalties. Between LMP2s, we try to...
We start with Sean, then Robin, René Robin,
obviously the triple stint of René, I mean, this is a flexible part because it could be that Robin does the triple stint. So also there, Robin, make sure the tires, if you start on them, then bear in mind we will go maybe for a triple stint depending on the full course yellows. And this can switch because this is the block where we want to get the triple stint out of it.
Regarding, the grid, René gives you the information. All the best, and don't forget the ice creams for the team. Have a good race. Good attitude.
Saturday, May the 7th, race day. Jorica Gibson 31 qualified second in LMP2, and on the grid there is still time to relax before the start of the 6-hour race. Sean Gelael will take the start of the race. Sean drives a perfect stint, and when he hands over the car to Robin Freins, they are in second position. What follows is simply surreal. As so often is the case in Spa, rain floods the track, and Robin Freins climbs to the top of the overall standings ahead of all the hypercars, the Alpine, the Glickenhaus and the 2 Toyotas. A massive performance. When Robin hands the car to René Rast for the end of the race, things return to normal on a now dry track. Although he's a solid leader in LMP2, René cannot logically fight against the number 7 Toyota and the Alpine. The crew of the 31 produces a real shocker at the Spa circuit and climbs on the overall podium, adding to the victory in the LMP2 category. This is Sean Gelael's first ever victory in prototype racing. And for WRT, it's a full house. The sister car, the 41, finishes in second. It's the ideal scenario a few weeks before the blue ribbon event of the season, the Le Mans 24 Hours. After a superb start to the season, and as defending champions, the WRT team is heading to Le Mans with 3 LMP2 cars this year. Next to the red and the blue ones, there is also a green one for super subs in Eichen, Bortolotti and Vanthoor. Already in hyperpole, they show what they are capable of when Robin Freins puts the 31 on pole position.
Well, what a result for Robin Freins, the WRT car 31, last year's race winners here. They are on pole position from their teammates. Real team by WRT, Norman Nato got close but not quite close enough.
Hey, claque dedans.
We need
One and two.
Hey, lucky again, hein?
Ouais, lucky.
The LMP2 class with 27 cars. It's going to be for sure absolutely fantastic. Mesdames et messieurs, WRT, c'est Robin Freins, l'hyperpoleman, catégorie LMP2.
On the starting grid, everything is in place to achieve a good performance, but Le Mans remains Le Mans.
Race day, we're on pole position for LMP2, so it's a very warm day today, so hopefully we have a good race. Keep your fingers crossed and hopefully see you in the end on the podium.
What position you done?
The third driver.
Okay. That's them right there.
Le Mans 2022 is on.
Unfortunately, the race quickly turns into a nightmare.
Time and there's already someone's off. There's a car off before turn 1. So car 22, United.
What happened is the race director asked that the hypercar and the LMP2, they keep a gap arriving on the grid. And the car 22, which was supposed to be behind, just jumped before the finish line, the start line, and was in front. And we touched car 22, and car 22 hit car 41, And unfortunately, the stewards decide to give us a 1 minute stop and go penalty.
Okay, René, we have to box this lap. We have a 1 minute stop and go for a collision on the start. With car 22, it's steward decision, you have to do it. Box.
They look at what happened in the turn, but they didn't look at what happened on the grid for the start.
The 22 was ahead of me before the start.
Unfortunately, René, we could not fight it. It is a steward's decision, even though we think it's not correct. Anyway, our job is to focus now and do everything to get back in front.
Starting the Le Mans 24 hours with a penalty is not ideal. All LMP2 cars have very similar performances, so in each stint every driver has to give his all, which they all do perfectly. But you also need a perfect strategy and a bit of luck with the full course yellows and the safety cars. But this year, things do not go smoothly. All three cars are struggling to get back to the front, despite the exceptional work of the drivers, tacticians and mechanics. During the night there are some minor mechanical problems and small driver issues, but nothing serious. On Sunday morning, Gelael, Rast and Franks can still aim for an LMP2 podium finish until the unimaginable happens. Robin Franks makes a mistake, his only one of the season.
I crashed.
What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's over. Sorry.
Are you okay, buddy? Robin, are you okay?
I think so. Yeah, I'm jumping out now.
Just very disappointed. Generally very disappointed how the race went, because basically from the start we were having issues like penalties and always losing time and full course yellows and another penalty, and even though the car was working really well, I think we were one of the quickest, so we are always trying to get back. But yeah, you do one step forward, but then we lose 2 steps again, so it's just been very frustrating.
In the championship, there are double points to be won in Le Mans, so this retirement is frustrating and has serious consequences. For the 41 Real Team car, things do not go much better. Their 17th place in LMP2 does not give them a single point. In the end, it's the green car which gets the best result. Ineichen, Bortolotti and Vanthoor finish in 11th in LMP2. Not bad for a first shot at Le Mans. Barely a month has passed since the disappointment of the Le Mans 24 hours. All members of the great WEC circus meet in Monza for a 6-hour race. For Sean, Monza is pretty special.
My first European race was actually in Monza, so it's a lot of history for me as well, and it's nice. I think hopefully we have a bit of tifosi, but no, it's a nice track, a lot of straights and braking, high-speed corners. It's nice.
Monza is called the Temple of Speed, a circuit which on paper seems easy with its long straights and only a few corners, but in reality it's quite the opposite.
Old-fashioned track because the speeds are really high. You need very good braking performance. It's very difficult for the drivers, to lap after lap, with the tire degradation, to brake at the right spot when they arrive at the end of the straight. It's difficult physically but mentally to be able to do it and no mistakes.
So the track walk of the drivers with their engineers is extremely important in Monza.
Like in the race I don't go, in quali maybe, but like don't put your tire here. Like it's either here or here. Because like it does it's like...
In Monza the team has every intention of turning the page on the Le Mans 24 hours.
In motor racing you have to learn to turn the page. If not, same as you win. You win one meeting, you are really happy, you arrive to the next one, it's another one. You have to prove every race meeting that you can do it. So
We are all focused on this race. We forgot about Le Mans.
But for the 31 car, things do not go as planned. Not even in qualifying, notwithstanding his speed and his experience, Robin Freins does not manage to qualify higher than 8th.
Just no free lap. That's all what happened, you know. You're preparing everything for qualifying, you go into the qualifying, you prepare your lap, and then next thing you know, there's a Peugeot next to me, so I just didn't get the information. And the second lap I got another Peugeot next to me, so no free lap, and then it was red flag. Now you're P8.
On the starting grid, the team knows that this race is not going to be easy.
It's going to be a very difficult race. We are starting at P8 in LMP2. It's very difficult to pass here, so we need to come up with a very clever and smart strategy to come up front. I think again we have a fast race car, so hopefully we can score some solid point for the championship today.
Just like in Spa, it's Sean who has the responsibility of taking the start.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I grew a mustache, so should be good. No, it's always nice to start. I quite enjoy it, so it'll be interesting. We have lots of places to recover, but it'll be fun.
The Indonesian driver's first stint is solid. No mistakes, a steady rhythm, driving with the leaders. Sean is in it. The 31 gains positions, but during the first pit stop, things start to get complicated.
Okay, Sean, box this lap, please confirm. Driver change to René. You have to sit in the car for 10 seconds. We have a 10-second penalty for pit stop infringement. Confirm you stay in the car for 10 seconds before going out.
The team incurs a 10-second penalty following a mistake in the refueling procedure.
When we released the fuel hose, he started the engine and he didn't release completely. And then, we had to stop the car again. So unfortunately, we got a 10 seconds stop. So 31 fell back.
And it gets worse for the 31. When Robin is at the wheel, the engine does not perform as it should.
I have a problem. Engine problem. Temperature high.
Box now.
There is no choice. The car has to be pushed in.
The connection, the hose between the radiators went off, so all the water ran out, so we just overheat the engine, so we had to come in.
Another race to forget for the 31 then. But the other WRT car, the one of NATO, Habsburg and Andrade, has a solid race and pockets its first victory of the season at Monza's Temple of Speed.
It's finally good to have a race in Asia. To have Japan in the calendar. It's still 7 hours from home, but still very close. I'm happy, and to see familiar faces, let's say, and the support as an Asian driver in an Asian race. I think it's always nice.
The penultimate race of the season takes place in Japan. René Rast is retained in Europe for a DTM race, so WRT calls on a super sub to replace him during the 6 hours of Fuji. After Le Mans, Dries van Toor starts his second WEC race of the year, this time with new team members.
Well, yeah, Robin I know since I was a very small kid, so he's like a big brother to me as well, so we go along very well. Sean is new, but I met him, of course, in Le Mans. He's a very cool, nice guy, so we go along very well. We have a nice vibe, so it's always important.
Between the three drivers it clicks immediately. Since the start of the season, the atmosphere in the WRT camp is top-notch. This time qualifying goes better for the team. Norman Nato sets the third fastest time with the 41 car, while Robin Freins qualifies the 31 in 4th in LMP2. Endurance racing is very popular in Japan, and the WRT team and its drivers are well known in the land of the rising sun. It's once again Sean taking the start in Fuji, on a track that he likes very much.
It's a cool old school track, you know, we need more of these tracks like here, so yeah, I'm excited.
Soon Sean gets into the rhythm and manages to overtake several cars. His dad Ricardo, as usual, watches the whole race trackside.
I hope we can keep the position. Very, very stressed. Yeah. Always be like this.
During his stint, Sean moves up from 3rd to 1st in LMP2 and hands over the car to Robin in optimal conditions.
Had a good run into turn 1, they started really early, so had a good run. Dived into turn 1 and inside, and then I think he was pushed a bit wide, so now we just got a better traction, and then after that it was quite clear running, so it was quite good. And then second stint, man, the 28 car was flying, so we had a good fun fight with the 28. I think it was side by side for a lot of, in the end I think we lost a bit of time, but anyways, it was a good fight, still P2, and I think now Robin's in the car, so hopefully we can fight a bit more.
The Fuji track is very demanding on the cars and even for well-tuned organisms. A little rest is always welcome. While Sean enjoys his well-deserved massage, his teammates finish the job without the slightest hiccup. The worry-free race takes them to their second win of the season in LMP2. The 31 finishes in front of the 2 cars of the Toyota team. They direct competition for the world title. But the most important thing for the team is getting another win.
Redemption.
Splendid. Amazing.
To be honest, it's the first time we didn't expect to have a full green till the end. It was a bit tight, the last 3 minutes with Jota. Very huge respect for them, a nice race, and yeah, now let's go full into the final.
The 2022 season ends in Bahrain with an 8-hour race. In the championship, the 31 crew paid a high price for the retirement in Le Mans and the engine issues in Monza. However, they still have one last chance to clinch the world title. Sean and Robin are 36 points behind the 38 Toyota and 8 points behind the 23 United car. There are 39 points up for grabs, which means that the task will be tough.
There is still a small chance to win a championship for sure. Do I believe in it? Honestly, not really. Because if you see generally the perspective of the LMP2 cars, they are quite strong cars. Not a lot of people have the technical problems. Fortunately, we had 2 of them this year. But normally, always the LMP2 cars finishing the race. So the best what we can do is win the race, and we'll see what happens with the other cars.
Drive to win without thinking about the championship, that's the only strategy possible. And that's exactly what the WR team is going to do, right from free practice. For the 41, it starts well. Nominato grabs the first pole of the year for the blue car. For the other WRT car, qualifying does not go smoothly. Only 7th in LMP2, half a second from pole. But more importantly, they're also behind the Toyota and United cars, their opponents in the championship. On the grid, the atmosphere is a little bit tense.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, we try our best, and then we'll see the results. Obviously, we want to win, and we want to win a championship, but we can only control, again, what we can control. So we try our best. We have fun in the process, and yeah.
And here we go for the last 8 hours of racing of the 2022 season. Sean got a taste for victory this year, so for him and his two teammates, giving up is out of the question. His start of the race is simply fantastic. No mistakes, decisive overtaking, impeccable pit stops from the mechanics, and an optimal strategy enables the 31 to quickly take the lead in LMP2.
It was a very good double stint. I don't know where we started, P5, P6. Yeah, in the end we got the lead, which is obviously a very cool feeling. But the car was just flying today, so the boys made a very quick race car today.
When Sean enters pit lane, he's in the lead. He hands over the car to Robin.
Yeah, we're almost halfway there, so we're in the lead now, but you know, it's never over until the last lap, so we keep praying, we keep doing our job, and no, but it's good. I think our pace in the car is strong, and us three did good drives, and hopefully we continue to do this.
Just like in Fuji, the teammates of the Jakarta driver only have to finish the job. Robin Freins and René Rast do their task to perfection, claiming another victory, the third of the 6-race season.
Take the checkout, my friend. Take the checkout. Congrats. Good job. Good job.
Not sure if you hear me, but congratulations, guys. Congrats.
Very good job. You're back on the podium.
Exceptional results for the drivers of the 31 car, claiming runner-up spot in the World Championship, just falling short of the world title.
It's a nice ending with the boys. You know, the team worked so hard this year. 2 unfortunate DNFs in Le Mans and Monza, but we had 3 out of 6 wins, so that's 50%, and that's a good job. So hopefully we clean it a bit up next year, and then for me it's a 2-time finishing second in the World Championship. So it stings a bit, but you know, you'd rather take second in the world than nothing. So no, I'm happy we finally have wins this year, and hopefully we clean everything up next year.
The retirement at Le Mans 24 Hours cost the team a lot, but it's impossible not to be satisfied at the end of such an exceptional season, with 3 wins for the 31, 1 victory for the 41, 2 pole positions and 3 podium finishes.
Congratulations to them. Yeah, 4 wins out of 6 races. It's an incredible achievement by the guys. The job is done. What an achievement by the guys, and having both cars fighting at the front, it's a great job.
The season ends with a gala evening during which WRT receives the runner-up trophy. But already all eyes are on 2023 with only one goal, the world title.